Hey guys, this is 12th Harbinger and welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to give a build guide for the very first 5-star Fontaine character, Lyney. I will cover everything including his talent explanation and priority, playstyle tips, constellations, artifact sets and stats, weapons and team comps. Without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Lyney is a 5-star Pyro Dps whose main source of damage is his charged attacks. Starting with his talents, Lyney's charged attack has 2 charges. The first charge is normal charged attack of bow users. At charge level 2 he fires a prop arrow that summons Grin Malkin Hat that lasts for 4 seconds. Grin Malkin Hat taunts nearby opponents. An opponent can be taunted by the hat once every 5 seconds. When the hat is destroyed or if it expires, it will fire a pyrotechnic strike dealing pyro damage to only one opponent. Only one hat can exist at any given time. The charged attack at level 2 has increased damage. If Lyney has more than 60% HP, firing a charge level 2 arrow will consume 20% of his max HP and grant him a prop surplus stack which can be stacked up to 5 times. This effect will be removed if he stays out of combat for 30 seconds. And the lowest Lyney can drop his HP through this method is up to 60% of his max HP. After using his elemental skill, Bewildering Lights, Lyney will clear all the prop surplus stacks and deal AoE pyro damage to the enemy. The damage will increase according to the stacks cleared, and this will also regenerate his max HP. After using his burst, Wondrous Trick, Miracle Parade, Lyney will turn into a Grin Malkin Cat that can move quickly. When he gets close to the opponents, he will deal at most 1 instance of pyro damage to them and will deal an AoE pyro damage with a very big multiplier when the duration of his burst ends. He will also summon 1 Grin Malkin Hat and grant himself a prop surplus stack. The Grin Malkin Cat duration lasts for 3 seconds. Next we have his first Ascension passive, Perilous Performance. If Lyney consumes HP while firing off a charge level 2 arrow, the Grin Malkin Hat summoned by it will restore 3 energy to him when it hits an opponent. Additionally, it will increase damage dealt by 80% of his attack. His second Ascension passive, Conclusive Ovation, will provide him buffs while attacking opponents affected by pyro. It will increase the damage dealt by 60%. Each pyro member in the party except Lyney will increase the damage dealt by 20%. Lyney can deal up to 100% increased damage to opponents affected by pyro in this way. Lyney is a charged attack DPS, so leveling his normal attacks should be the top priority. Then you can level his burst or elemental skill. If you burst every rotation, prioritize his burst or else prioritize his skill. Moving on to his constellations. His first constellation allows him to have 2 Grin Malkin Hats present at once. Additionally, prop arrows will summon 2 Grin Malkin Hats and grant Lyney 1 extra stack of prop surplus. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds. In his second constellation, when Lyney is on the field, he will gain a stack of crisp focus every 2 seconds. Each stack will increase his crit damage by 20%. He can have maximum of 3 stacks. This effect will be cancelled when Lyney leaves the field. His third constellation increases his normal attack level by 3. The fourth constellation decreases the pyro resistance of opponents hit by Lyney's charged attack by 20% for 6 seconds. His fifth constellation increases his burst level by 3. In his sixth constellation, when Lyney fires a prop arrow, he will deal an additional damage that is 80% of his pyrotechnic strike's damage. This damage is considered as charged attack damage. The best constellation to go for will be the second one, as it can boost his crit damage by a maximum of 60%. Moving on to his artifacts. The best set for him is 4-piece Merchasy Hunter. It gives 36% crit rate at full stacks along with a 15% charge attack damage bonus. This is a new set, so it will be impossible to have a good 4-piece set, although the other options are weaker than this one. You can use them on him till you get 4-piece Merchasy Hunter. 4-piece Vermilion Hereafter is also a strong option for him provided you use his burst every rotation. It provides buff based on HP loss, so it's useful on Lyney. You should start his rotation with his burst if you use this set. Most of us might have some really good Lavawalker pieces while farming Crimson Witch of Pain Domain that might be rusting in our bag. You can finally use this on Lyney. This set pairs well with his second passive. Do note that it is only useful in mono pyro teams. 4-piece Shimnawa's Reminiscence is also a good option for him, and most of us will already have a good 4-piece set. You should use this set if you are able to use his burst every 2 rotation, or it might become a DPS loss due to the energy requirement. And last but not the least, you can mix and use 2 pieces of different sets. This performs similar to the other alternate sets, so if you are able to get good ratio and stats by mixing 2 different sets, you should definitely go for it. You can combine 2-piece Crimson Witch of Flames, 2-PC Merchasy Hunter, and 2-PC plus 18% attack sets. Regarding Lyney's energy recharge requirements, Since you will mostly be using him with other Pyro characters like Bennett, around 125 to 140% energy recharge should be enough. Having a Favonius user can further help him with his energy recharge. If you are fine with bursting every other rotation, you don't need to focus on energy recharge. Moving on to his artifact stats, it's quite straightforward. Attack on Sands, Pyro damage on Goblet, and crit on Circlet. Go for crit damage Circlet with 4-piece Merchasy Hunter and get some crit rate from Substats. For Substats, prioritize crit followed by attack percent and energy recharge. Moving on to his weapons. The best weapon for Lyney is his signature weapon, the First Great Magic. It is tailor-made for him. It provides crit damage percent and charged attack damage percent. It also gives attack percent that increases with each additional Pyro unit in the team. Next we have the Aqua Simulacra or Thundering Pulse. A Thundering Pulse passive is useless on him as it increases normal attack damage, and with Aqua Simulacra you will need to stay a bit close to the enemies. With Aqua's passive it is slightly stronger than Thundering Pulse, but if you can't maintain Aqua's passive, Thundering Pulse is slightly stronger. Skyward Harp is also a great option for him. It provides crit rate, but you might not need it if you use 4-piece Merchasy Hunter as it provides huge crit rate boost. Being a 5-star, it has high base attack and also provides crit damage, which makes it a strong option for him. Polar Star and Hunter's Path give a lot of crit rate. With 4-piece Merchasy Hunter the crit rate might lose its value, but they are still a strong option if you need crit rate. Scion of the Blazing Sun. The BP weapon of 4.0 is a great 4-star option for Lyney, but the crit rate might not be needed if you use 4-piece Merchasy Hunter. Song of Stillness. The craftable bow of Fontaine patch is the best F2P option for Lyney. Prototype Crescent with its passive can deal more damage than all the 4 stars, but it is not consistent as not all enemies have weak points. So Song of Stillness is the most reliable 4-star weapon. If you can't craft this weapon, you can use 4-piece Prototype Crescent. Here are some playstyle tips for Lyney. You should use his elemental skill after getting all 5 stacks of prop surplus to maximize his skill damage and healing unless you are using Shimnawa set. With Shimnawa you need to use his skill at the start of his combo to activate its passive. Using Lyney's burst at the start of the combo allows Lyney to obtain energy in the first rotation. You can use it at the end of the rotation if you are using 4-piece Merchasy Hunter to utilize the 4-piece bonus. You can cancel Lyney's burst after casting it, so it's recommended to cancel it early so as to not waste time in it. Lyney will usually fire 3 to 4 charged attacks per rotation, and if you are not using his burst in that rotation, try to add in an extra charged attack. And if you still have the buffs active after firing 3 to 4 charged attacks, you should try to do one more before switching to your supports. Moving on to his team comps. Bennett is the best character to use with Lyney. Since Lyney loses his HP, Bennett can help with his survival. He also provides attack boost and will also help with his energy recharge. Since he is a Pyro character, Lyney will get more buff from his second Ascension passive, so it is highly recommended to use Bennett with Lyney. And for the other 2 slots, you will mostly want to use a shielder to prevent Lyney from getting interrupted during charged attack and a sub DPS or support. For shielders you can use Zhongli, Toma, C4 Yanfei, Diona, Layla. You can also use Deyu instead of a shielder as she provides resistance to interruption. And for the last slot you can use a sub DPS like Xiangling, Albedo, or buffers like Kazuha, Sucrose, or Venti with 4-piece Viridescent. Good luck to everyone pulling for Lyney. If I missed anything, I will make sure to put it in the pinned comments. Comment down below which weapon, artifact, and teams are you planning to use with him. Don't forget to like and share the video. And subscribe to my channel for more Genshin videos. Thanks for watching.